What is consciousness? So instead of starting with a definition, saying what consciousness is in words, or by comparing it to another concept, or saying consciousness is equivalent to this or that, let's investigate it directly. So how do we investigate consciousness directly? Well, there's a couple approaches, a couple of answers that are pointing, but it's important to understand that what they're pointing to is your experience right now. I could say it's the sum total of your experience, but it helps to start with feeling into what it is that's doing the experiencing, or what it is that's receiving experience. Now, if you think about that or conceptualize it, you'll have one sort of answer. But if you just stop for a moment and realize that there's something that's there all the time, it's got no specific shape, it has no specific formation, it's there whether a thought is formed or not. It's there regardless of whether the mind is creating doubts, whether there seems to be struggle with thought, pushing and pulling on thoughts. No matter what the content of the mind is, this that I'm pointing to doesn't move. It's never changed. Its mere essence is its defining characteristic, and it's also the experience of it. So there's nothing you can say about it, because anything you say is a sort of extension of it, or it's just one way that consciousness can move. One thought, one belief, one perception, one conclusion about anything, including what you're hearing now, is just one fluctuation in consciousness. But it doesn't move you. No matter what you hear, and no matter what the mind does with what you hear, whether it wants to reject it, accept it, indulge in it, collect it as information, regardless of any of that, you, or this that I'm pointing to, doesn't change at all. It's not moved by that. Nothing sticks to this. It's perfect stillness. When I say consciousness, this is what I'm pointing to. Your own experience right now of the pure nature of experience itself. The experience of experience. The knowing of knowing. Just pure being. Right where you are. Right where you are in the innermost. The space that's receiving all of this. The space through which all of this is propagating. All of this meaning information, sounds, sensations, light perception, perception of movement and form. It's propagating through something. What is that? What's the vessel of experience right now? At the center of you. Before you even move the mind enough to say, I. This is what I'm pointing to. Once you touch into that, once you feel that, once you taste that, which doesn't require thinking to confirm, then there's nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to think about. There's nothing to confirm, nothing to remember, nothing to collect. It doesn't exist in a specific time. It's not old and it's not new. It's not light and it's not heavy. Can you just stay here? Well, in one sense, you've never left here, and you never could leave here. So just don't try to turn this into something conceptual. Don't try to capture it, because who would you be capturing it for? There's no later time in which a label will be helpful to you or an understanding, because you've never left this and you never will leave this. And there's no you apart from this. So just remain alert and still.